Hello friends, I welcome you in lecture number 11 on binomial distribution. In this lecture also we will discuss one more problem on binomial distribution. So first we understand what is this question. A biased coin returns head 10% of times. Find the probability of getting exactly 2 heads in 10 trials using binomial distribution. So here what they are doing, they are tossing a coin which is biased 10 times, that is they are doing n equal to 10 trials, and it is given that because coin is biased it returns head 10% of times, and we know that whenever we are tossing a coin we have only two possibilities, either we obtain head or we obtain tail, and it is given that coin is biased, that is probability of head is not 1 by 2 or 0.5 in each trial because coin is biased here. If our coin is unbiased, then we consider that probability of head or probability of tail is 1 by 2 in every trial. But here it is given that coin is biased and it is given that it returns 10% of times head, that is we are getting head 10% of times in each trial. In every trial probability of head is 10%, that is 0.10. So if we consider success as event that head occurs, then we are given that probability of success is 0.10. It is given that we get 10% of times head, therefore probability of getting head is 0.10, and that remains constant in every trial, and they are tossing coin 10 times, therefore we consider number of trials equal to 10, and here it is already mentioned that we have to use binomial distribution to find out this probability of getting head 2 times in n equal to 10 trials. So here we have to calculate this probability, that probability of number of heads are exactly 2 in 10 trials. So all the conditions of binomial distribution are satisfied. Sometimes they will not specify that use this particular distribution. So in that case you have to decide whether you can apply binomial distribution or not. So for that we know that we have to check 4 conditions. First condition is number of trials are finite. Second condition is in each trial we have only 2 possible outcomes. Here we have either head or tail, and if we consider head as success, then it is given that we get head 10% of times, that is probability of success remains constant in every trial, and trials are independent, that is whether we are getting head in first trial or second trial or in 10th trial, they are independent things. So we have to write this systematically. First we have to write down the random variable. We use capital X for the random variable, and here random variable is, we are interested in the number of heads. So the number of heads in n equal to 10 trials. So possible values of capital X or values of random variable capital X are 0, 1, 2 up to n equal to 10. We also mention that we consider event of getting head as success. So we consider that this event head occurs is considered as success, and it is given that they are getting head 10% of times, that is probability of head is 0.10, and if we have these two parameters, small p that is 0.10 and small n that is number of trials is 10, then we can write the formula for binomial distribution. So we are given that here capital X, that is number of heads, is a binomial distribution with n equal to 10 trials, and probability of success as 0.10. Therefore, we can write the probability mass function. The probability mass function of binomial random variable x is given by probability that capital X equal to small x. Capital X is number of heads, so probability that we are getting x number of heads is given by NCx p to the power x and 1 minus p to the power n minus x. And now we substitute values of n and p. So we have n equal to 10 here. So 10 Cx, p is 0.10, 1 minus p is 1 minus 0.10, that is 0.90, and n equal to 10, 10 minus x. And here we know that possible values of x are 0, 1, 2 up to n. So here n is 10, so we have 0, 1, 2 up to n equal to 10. So this is the general formula for probability of x heads in n equal to 10 trials. And here we are asked to calculate the probability of getting exactly 2 heads in 10 trials. So now we put x equal to 2. So now we are interested in the probability of exactly 2 heads. Probability that we get exactly 2 heads, so that we can obtain by taking small x equal to 2 in this formula, that is probability of capital X equal to 2, and here we substitute x equal to 2 everywhere. So we have 10 C2 times 0.10 to the power 2 and 0.90 to the power 10 minus 2, that is 8. And using scientific calculator, I find that 10 C2 is 45. This is square of 0.10 is 0.01, and 8 power of 0.90, that I get as 0.4305 up to 4 decimal places. And after multiplying these 3 quantities, I find that probability of getting exactly 2 heads is 0.1937 using binomial distribution. So this is very easy question. It is already specified that you have to calculate this probability using binomial distribution, and you are given that coin is biased and it returns head 10% of times, that is probability of head is 0.10 in every trial, and you have to use this binomial distribution to obtain this probability of exactly 2 heads. So all you have to remember is that probability mass function of binomial distribution or binomial random variable. If you are familiar with this formula of probability mass function of binomial distribution, then you can calculate the required probability. So this is nice question. It was asked in GTU Summer 2025 exam. So I stop here. We will continue with this series. Thanks for watching.